Hello, I'm Dr. Harrison, and welcome to this week's episode of Why. This is where we take just a few minutes to answer some of the most common health-related questions that I see in my office every day. The question this week is, Dr. Harrison, I've heard of this phrase inflammation, and I feel inflamed. Where's it coming from? What are the sources? What's causing it? Well, inflammation, to summarize, what is inflammation? Inflammation is where your body is irritated to something and it mounts an immune response. So your immune system is aggravated. It's a normal process, but if it's always going on and your body is being irritated by multiple things in your lifestyle and in your diet and all of that, naturally you're going to be inflamed. Sources of inflammation, foods, of course. Don't ignore supplementation and nutraceuticals. Those are foods. And if you have an irritation to a certain food, you can naturally have an irritation to certain supplements. So supplements can be a source of inflammation. Some medications, of course. Toxins can be a source of inflammation. Mood disorders, that's an irritation, that's a stress, that'll do it. Significant physical stress, like sleep deprivation, will do it. There's many sources in our environment which could be irritating our bodies and driving inflammation or creating inflammation. So it's a big world. But really, what does inflammation do to the body? I guess, how could you tell if you're inflamed? I hear some people use the word, I feel puffy, right? I feel even my arms and my face and my body. Clothes aren't fitting quite well. My ankles are swelling. So many different things. Headaches, muscle tightness, joint pain, many causes of inflammation. I guess many symptoms of inflammation. Or if you have colds frequently or dealing with allergies frequently, it means your immune system is going off on all sorts of things, or it's becoming exhausted because it's busy fighting a food or something. So naturally, or I should say, if you're fighting a food or something, inflammation will come up, which will aggravate an existing problem you already have in your body. So inflammation can cause problems, make the problems in your body even worse. So that's symptoms of inflammation. Now, how do we curb it? Well, we've got to look at all those pieces. That's a big thing. Look at the whole story. Look at your foods, your sleep, your oxygen levels, toxins in your body. Is there recreational drugs? Is there pharmaceuticals playing a role? Is there digestive disorders? There's no one source of inflammation, so you got to look at the whole story. And I highly recommend if you're looking to combat inflammation, get a doctor that's going to look at all the pieces, not just pharmaceuticals, because it can't help, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. So get a doctor that'll look at everything. We can help as well. Usually we use laboratory tests to find out where the irritation is in the body. Is there a food problem? But if you curb inflammation, you curb chronic illness. And that's a big statement to say, but it's true. Chronic illness, the root cause of chronic illness is inflammation. And if you curb inflammation, you can prevent and reduce chronic illness. It doesn't matter what's going on in the body. Getting rid of inflammation globally will have a profound impact. And if you get rid of inflammation that's not needed, like a food or a stress or something like that, if you get rid of that inflammation, the immune system can rest and be ready to fight the infection when it comes to the body. So if you get rid of chronic inflammation, you're less susceptible to infection and things like that. So again, curb the chronic inflammation. Another thing, a final thing that you will notice if you're chronically inflamed, if you're inflamed, energy. Your energy will be low. It will be low. It can nosedive. You can always be struggling. And the reason for this is, remember, inflammation is the body's immune system working. It's working overtime. The immune system has free reign on all the energy in the body. It really does, because it should have access to your energy resources and energy stores, because it's trying to defend you from an infection. So if your body is busy fighting foods and chemicals and toxins and sleep deprivation and emotional stressors and pain, naturally it's going to take your energy, and your energy is going to be low and you're going to struggle. So if you curb inflammation, not only do you preserve your health, your life, your tissues, and you'll have a lot of energy, or a lot more energy. So that's the story of inflammation. It's a big story, but you can get to the bottom of it, and there's many sources of it. So if this hopefully was helpful, definitely send it out to anybody you know that is trying to understand where their inflammation is coming. It's a big picture, but hopefully it gives them some guidance. So with that being said, I'm Dr. Harrison, and I look forward to talking to you next day, where we're going to answer the why to another health-related question. Have a great day.